For today's program, and I also wish you a momentous and happy Goa Liberation Day. I please request you all to please switch off your mobile phones. Thank you. 52 years ago, on this day, we were all liberated from the oppressive evil outside of us in the form of the Portuguese due to the unselfish contribution of few higher souls. And today, what is happening is that our inner souls are crying out for liberation from within us and amongst us. So where is the solution to this yearning of the souls? It lies not far away, but in the timeless declaration made by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Paritranaya cha sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya, sambhavami yuge yuge. Meaning, for the protection of good, for the destruction of the evil. We'll further elaborate on this and offer solace to our souls that there is indeed light ahead of the darkness that is prevalent today. To formally start off the program with lighting of the lamp, I now request Shri Prakash Sarvarkarji to please escort the dignitaries to the dais.
पूर्वे संजानाना उपासना समानमस्तु वो मनो यथा वस्व सहासति ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Hearty thanks to all the guests for lighting up the lamp, and as well as to the ladies for such a wonderful rendering of the Vedas. Thank you once again. I now request Shri Prakash Darwadkarji, the district president of Sri Satya Sai Seva Organization, Maharashtra and Goa, to give his inaugural address as well as welcome the guests.
My humble pranams to the divinity present in each one of you. I have a very pleasant task of welcoming you all for this talk by Professor Anil Kumar. It has been our dream to have Professor Anil Kumar here. For last 2 years, we were thinking of inviting him, and we have tried our level best. On many occasions, we came very close to having him here. But finally, as we always believe, it is only when Swami wishes that things materialize. And it is his wish today that we have him amongst us today. He has been a very prominent personality in the world of Sai. I can tell a lot of things about him, but being short, I will have to tell to you the salient features of this great personality. Professor Anil Kumar was born in a place called Guntur in Andhra Pradesh. His family members were staunch followers of Brahma Samaj, wherein there was strict no to idol worship. Swami chose Srimati Vijayalakshmi Anil Kumar's ill health to bring them in his fold. The physical journey to Sai started in the year 1972, when he was still a professor of biology in Andhra Christian College at Guntur, before joining as the principal of Brindavan campus in the year 1989. Swami blessed Professor Anil Kumar with so many opportunities in the Sai organization of Andhra Pradesh. He also served as president of Sri Satya Sai Seva Organization of Andhra Pradesh, a state which had more than 1,000 Sai Samitis by then. To set an example and to spread Swami's mission and message to the masses, Professor Anil Kumar visited all the 1,000 Sai centers at least thrice in his tenure as the state president of Andhra Pradesh. Before joining Brindavan campus, an erudite speaker and beautiful example of Swami's love and simplicity, Professor Anil Kumar toured extensively in the state of Andhra Pradesh in particular, sometimes in trains, buses, even trucks and tractors, to reach remote villages of Andhra Pradesh to speak on Sai principle. There were so many days when he even slept on railway platforms and bus stations while moving place to place, sharing Swami's message. Over the years, he also visited 25 countries and is scheduled to visit Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Philippines and South Africa in 2013. After serving as principal of Brindavan campus for about 6 years, he moved to Puttaparthi to serve as Swami's official translator and as professor in bioscience. Realizing the need for spreading the Sai message and to educate the non-Sai devotees the essential principles of Sai's message, he is now devoting his entire time in spreading Sai message. Professor Anil Kumar has written about 30 books on Swami, and these books are being translated in various national and foreign languages. He gives lectures in Prashanti Nilayam every Sunday and also motivates and rejuvenates the Sai energy in every group that comes to Swami as part of their Parthi Yatra. Professor Anil Kumar is ever enthusiastic, energetic, humorous, and above all, inspiring. No one can forget the human service that he did to Sai family and non-devotees by addressing the media on the day of Swami's divine departure. And later, his interviews, live phone-in programs gave a lot of strength to grieving devotees and also answered all the doubts that critics had in their minds. All of Professor Anil Kumar's talks in text, audio, and video format are available on his official website www.saiwisdom.com and a new Facebook page, Sai Bliss, dedicated to Professor Anil Kumar, is also available. Friends, we are extremely happy today to welcome you all here for this very informative talk that you are going to hear from Professor Anil Kumar. I had some time to be with him today, and everything that I have seen of him for some time now, since afternoon I am with him, proves the type of person he is. After all, he was in such proximity to Bhagavan. I have seen him translating Bhagavan's discourses. And I tell you, I always used to wonder how he is able to do that. Because many times it used to happen that before Professor Anil Kumar could complete his sentence, Swami used to start the discourse to keep pace with Swami, to understand what he is trying to tell, and then to translate in English and to convey the full meaning of what Swami means to the devotees is a terrific task. It's not an easy thing. And I have myself seen sometimes Bhagavan looking at him just to disapprove what he has told, if he has failed to convey the exact meaning that Swami wanted to convey. That of course with love, because Swami is all love, nothing else. We also have the Sai Wisdom team here with us. They have been here since 16th. These three beautiful people, I call them beautiful because their hearts are beautiful. They have been doing this human service of conveying what Professor Anil Kumar tries to tell to the devotees. They compile his speeches, translate them in various foreign languages, and all his speeches are available for the whole world to listen to. Such a great service these three beautiful people are doing. I would like to just present them to you. Mr. Lucky here, and Mr. Santosh. Where are you, Mr. Santosh? Mr. Santosh here, and Sundaram. Thank you very much for your great service that you are doing. Then, of course, I will be failing in my duty if I don't welcome all the invitees here. We have a mixture of Sai devotees and invitees who have responded to our request, responded to our invitation, and spent their valuable time in coming here to attend to Professor Anil Kumar's talk. Today is Goa Liberation Day. That liberation is different from which liberation we are trying to undertake. We have to get ourselves liberated from all the evil things that are inside us. Swami says, we are a bundle of good and bad things. We should get liberated of the bad things and we should be good human beings. And being good human beings, we can help the nation to be good, the world to be good, and the world to be loving. With these few words, I once again welcome you all, and I hope and pray Swami that all of you will have a nice evening with Sai devotees. Thank you very much. Sai Ram.
Advocate General Ji, Shri Atmaram Nadkarni. Thank you, sir, for coming here. Srimati Vijayalakshmi Anil Kumar. Shri Ramesh Sawanji, the State President of Satya Sai Seva Organization, Maharashtra and Goa. Thank you. I now request Shri Ramesh Sawanji, State President, Satya Sai Seva Organization, Maharashtra and Goa, to address the gathering. A few words. Few words, sir, before we start off with the main talk.
Most humble and reverential pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Sri Satya Sai Baba, and loving Sai Ram to one and all. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba is an unique avatar. Na bhuto na bhavishyati. I should say this from my depth of my heart, because I have been experiencing him for last more than 45 years. I started a duty right from here, from when I was a young boy, was studying in Goa and Dempe College. Since then I have been with him and I have fully experienced him. So I am quite sure, and I have no doubt about it, he is a unique avatar. I have really seen many saints, many sadhus, lot of all over the country, but I am quite confident and I can really tell you I have never seen such an avatar. I have gone through some of the text, old literature. This avatar, why I should say the unique, because he has been saying that I know that I am God and I know that you are also God. But you don't understand that you yourself has the qualities of God. And simple things he has said, that one must realize, putting into practice the teachings of Bhagwan, who has given us from his childhood. And he says, I am here to realize that you are God. And for that, he had given us most precious gift to humanity, I would say to the entire world. This is Satya Sai Seva Organization. Through this Satya Sai Seva Organization, which is present, whose presence is there more than 180 countries. His teachings, he has been said, just brother Prakash Dharwadkar mentioned, to know the latent divinity within us. And for that, very simple methods he has taught us. We don't have to go through a lot of japas or a lot of tapasya or penance or so many things which is mentioned in old text. Whereas he says, you purify your heart by doing simple activities like bhajan, Nagar Sankirtan, which is Prabhat Feri, which we used to do in Goa since 1967-66. I used to go sometimes alone in Junta House, near Junta House that time, and we used to have a round near Mahalakshmi Temple, and about 1 hour early in morning. These are the simple activities he has told us. Do the Narayan Seva. Narayan means feed poor, needy people, considering them as God, Narayana. That is called the Narayan Seva. He has said so many simple things which we have adopted, and I know very much when I was young here and how he transformed me from all those bad deeds and bad habits. I should not mention about it, but the weapon which he came is particular, this avatar is love, pure love and only love. If he had to come like Rama with arrows, bow and arrows and Kodenda, what you call, or like Krishna with Sudarshan Chakra, then I think all of us would have not been here, because there are so many bad and good qualities within us. So everybody would have not been there. So he has come with the only one astra, that is love, love and love. He has been trying to transform us through that process of love. Whatever we have been doing bad to others or during our activities also, he has already accepted us as a bhaktas, and he is forgiving us, and with the love he has been transforming us. When I have seen he himself, first he said, consider yourself, change your attitude, change your mind, and he says, I am the first Sevadal, the servant, the saver of the universe. I myself, as a God, I am the servant of this universe, and I am here to do seva day and night. Throughout my life, I will be serving the humanity. So please, he said, follow me, and just follow me by doing similar acts for the needy and poor people in your daily life and in the organization. The way he took us forward by taking us further to change the attitude mind, because as he said, the mind is a bundle of desires. This bundle of desires, we have lot of desires because lot of attachments and lot of purva karmas which has come. But he had given us the guarantee, don't worry about your prarabdhas. I am here to clear all your sins, all your prarabdhas, and I will burn all your bad deeds and bad prarabdhas. Just follow me the simple things by doing these simple activities. Further he said, bend yourself by doing seva to poor people, needy people, so that your ego, your ahankar will vanish. Similarly, he said, control your senses. When he wants us to elevate stage by stage, he's just give us like a chocolate to the child, and gives us good bhajans, good Nagar Sankirtan, good thoughts, by sitting with group in satsang, swadhyay, simple things where you don't have to read a lot of Puranas or Vedas or so many things. And like that, he took us to think about good qualities so that all your thoughts will be clear, good thoughts. So automatically your actions will be purified. So these are the simple teachings he has given us, and slowly he says, when you control your senses, because the senses is controlled by mind, so you must control your mind. So these are the bundle of desires, thoughts. So it is like a cloth, one cloth. If you remove one thread by thread, the cloth will vanish. The cloth will not exist. Similarly, once you start these activities, you will start purifying yourself. And leave aside, don't worry about your moksha, because I am giving you guarantee that I will give you the moksha in this birth itself. Whatever you must have done in the past, I will wipe up all your bad deeds, but just follow these simple principles. And slowly he gave us this type of teaching, and he involved us. And the most precious gift which he gave us about the Satya Sai Seva organization, through that is the instrument. Through that, using that instrument, he transformed us, and not us only, those who have come into contact with us during these activities. He has graced them, and he has transformed all those people. There is nothing like a duties, because it's mentioned something like duties, non-duties and all. All of us are devotees. We cannot say that we are not devotees. Somebody is devotee of Mahalakshmi, somebody must be devotee of Hanuman, somebody must be devotee of Rama. Different deities are there. But one has to really understand the inner meaning of the life. Unless you see give the proper direction to your life, you will definitely not able to elevate yourself, because all your actions will prove because it's written there about the karmas. So all your actions has to be pure. Unless your thoughts are pure, your actions will not be pure. Unless you put it into practice every day, slowly, there will be 100% improvement in it. I think I don't want to go more deep into it, because finally we are here to listen to Professor Anil Kumar. So I will take your this leave, and I will now request Anil Kumar to proceed further. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
To deliver the talk of today, titled as Legacy of Bhagwan Satya Sai Baba.
With pronounced and lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagavan, dear brothers and sisters. I'm extremely happy to be here in Goa this evening. In fact, I have been dreaming to be here for the last several years. Bhagavan blessed me with an opportunity to visit many countries. But I am ashamed to know and to let you know that I have not seen my own country in length and breadth. I have not seen my own country. When I was just speeding right from the airport to the hotel where I am staying, I can say Goa is very beautiful. Heaven on earth. the greenery over there and the roads, as I was traveling by car, I felt as though I'm just following Swami's car on his way to Kodaikanal. The whole route is like Kodaikanal. I felt Bhagwan's presence here in this place. I also heard that there are many temples here. Nothing is just given like that. Bhagwan has blessed all of you with such a beautiful place to live in, which itself the proof of the merit that you earned in the previous lives. Let me congratulate you. I also thank this young man who has done a good job. Well, the legacy of Sri Satya Sai Baba. Before I go into the legacy of Sri Satya Sai Baba, let me just say it's not anything new. When I am informed that I am here in this heterogeneous group of devotees and non-devotees, half devotees, full devotees, confirmed devotees, old devotees, permanent devotees, I am fully aware of the fact that I have to present myself acceptable to all these groups. You may call a devotee or non-devotee. I may declare I am a devotee, but he has to say who is a devotee, who is not. It is not for me to say. It is not for you to say no. I give one simple example. An elderly man came to see Bhagwan. And Swami said, I know you. He said, how do you know me? I have now been here. I am here for the first time. How do you say that you know me? And Swami went on to say, you served buttermilk, you served food to poor and needy at your native place. I know that you did it for several years. Therefore, you are my devotee. Therefore, my friends, devotion or devotee does not mean a ritual, does not mean an act of worship. It is not dogma or fanaticism. Devotion is commitment. Devotee is not a label. Organization is not a banner. What for is this? Why? Let me try to answer these questions within the time available to me, and if time, God willing, if time permits, I leave the chance to you to put me volley of questions to answer. I am prepared to answer them. And if I know, I will answer. If I know not, I am honest enough to say I do not know. I don't bluff. That you can be sure of it. We often celebrate our birthdays. Birthdays are very important. What is a birthday? What is a real birthday? The real birthday is the day when we realize who we are, our true nature. If you go by the body, it is not a birthday. If you go by the body, you cannot call it a birthday. Why? There is a heart beating, dub, dub, dub. That is a drum beat telling you that you are nearer the grave. Nearer the grave. 60th birthday, closer. 70, closer. 80, announcement is awaited. Therefore, birthday cannot be related to the growth of the body. The growth of the body may be accounted this way. If we sweep the whole premises, sweep and gather the dust at one place, it will be a big heap. Is that the growth? Certainly not. Growth in the length and the width is not growth at all. Therefore, true birthday lies in knowing one's own true nature, nothing to do with the body. I may also emphatically tell you, my friends, The bulb here is illuminating, giving us enough of light. When the filaments are gone, the bulb is useless. When the bulb is useless, it does not mean that there is no electricity. There is electricity, but bulb is gone. There is electricity. That electricity is life, bulb is the body. So I would understand, so long there is life which is eternal, blemishless, immortal, nectarous, unpolluted, immortal, we are immortal. Let us not consider ourselves just momentary, fleeting, ephemeral. Certainly not. Clearly the Upanishad says, Surunvantu Visve Amrutasya Putraha. You are the sons of eternity. You are immortal. That's what Upanishads declare. In that case, how can I consider that I am the body? No. Neither you are the body, nor am I. We are something more than that. If you say you are the body, there may be many people who will say, I am the body. Why not? Because I care for my dress, I care for my personality, I care for my hairstyle. Yes, I am the body. Why not? No, my friend, you are not the body. Why? 25 years ago or 30 years ago, all of us of my age group must have been quite handsome and presentable. Today we are not, though we want to be. After a decade, people will avoid us, there is no doubt about it. Because the body that was attractive at one time is no longer attractive. All people who looked at you then will no longer look at you. The lovely curly hair has given place to bald head today. Yes? And the face is so nice and so handsome, it's full of wrinkles on the face. If you are the body, you should continue to be like that. Are you? No. Can anybody say, I'm like this 40 years ago? I doubt very much. Insanity. Unless he is insane, nobody can say, I'm just like the 40 years. Impossible. So if you are the body, you should continue to be the same. You are not. Then who are you? I am the mind. You are not the mind either. Why? No. I got a sharp memory. I can recall, I can recapitulate, I can memorize. All that. Why not? I am intelligent enough. I am the mind. No. Why? The mind is not steady. The mind is not stable. The mind is not balanced. When everyone praises you, yes, you feel top on the world. If anyone says you are good, oh, is that so? If anyone says you are brilliant, is it today that you have come to know? If anyone says what a good talk it is, then you will say, certainly you must have heard for the first time. I have been doing it for the last 40 years. Meaning, we are always of tributes, praises, encomiums, hyperbole, exaggeration, self-glorification. If anyone criticizes you, if anyone condemns you, if anyone finds fault with you, you try to avoid him and wait for a chance to give him back. If you are violent, you show your reaction there. The mind is not steady. At one time up, at one time down. Morning full praises, evening full of blame. Even in the spiritual field, the mind is not stable either. They just begin with yoga, the spiritual discipline. Okay, good. Good start of the day. The rest of the day, bhoga, full of plenty and prosperity. And by night, raga, the disease and afflictions. So the mind is not either steady or constant, or state of equilibrium or equanimity, or steadfastness either. Therefore, I am not the mind. And the mind is not as sharp as before. That's the reason why the elderly people go on repeating same thing. You must have heard these stories 1,000 times from the grandfather, but he doesn't mind to do it 1,001st time again. That's a sign of geriatric problem, age. That kind of sharpness is not there. If you are the mind, it should continue to be like this. Are you? No. It's not so. Then who are you? Yes, I am so and so. I am David. I am John. I am Anil Kumar. No, you are not the name either. Because you are not born with the name on the board. We don't have name board at the time of birth. It's a name given to you. And you are at liberty to change your name any time. There are many people who go on changing. Why not? Latest film actor's name, why can't I have it? Why that archaic old name, why? So the name, you are not the name because you are at liberty to change any time to your taste and choice. Then you may say, hey, I'm an Indian. That's also wrong. You may settle in US next year. Who knows? Or you may go to UK. Who knows? So you are not the place you belong to. You are not the place where you settle. Then who are you? I'm a professor. Tomorrow you may turn to business. I may end up my career as a politician. So you are not the career, you are not the place, and you are not the name, you are not the body, you are not the mind, then who are you? Well, I am the man. Are you sure? No. No. Why? Man and woman, they differ in respect to the body. If you listen to any knock on the door in the morning, knock on the door. You'll say, who is there? Anybody will say, I. Nobody would say, I the man, I the woman, nobody would say. I is common. It has no gender. It has no age. It has no nativity. It has no class structure. It is not anything to do that I is constant. Therefore, you are not the gender you represent, woman or a man. Then who are you? You question that, who are you? The answer is, I am I, that's all. I am I. Meaning, I cannot be compared with anyone. If I say Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, what does it mean? Brahma there, I here are equal, meaning two. Brahma and I are same, meaning two. Brahma and I. How can that be Advaita? So I do not say I am Brahman. You have got to say I am I. That is Suddha-Advaita. The pure, highest level of Advaita experience, the Advaitic declaration. My friends, whatever I am going to speak for the couple of minutes to follow, they are all from Bhagavan's discourses. Nothing to do with Anil Kumar imagination or explanation. I am not capable of that as yet. I am a postgraduate degree holder in botany, serving as professor for the last 49 years. Nothing to do with the scriptures and quotations and philosophy. It only started after having come to his lotus feet. Therefore, what is the legacy of Sri Satya Sai Baba? The legacy of Sri Satya Sai Baba is to question ourselves, everyone here. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? But we are interested to question, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Hello, how are you? We always say hello, hello, but there is hollow, hollow inside. The smiles are artificial. We always say glad to see you. We are not glad to see him. Towards the end of the talk, we will also say see you later. Within ourselves we feel better not I meet you for lifetime. So life has become altogether artificial, synthetic. Therefore, my friends, instead of knowing who are you, let you know who you are first, who I am first. Then once I know who I am, the rest of the things are known. The rest of things are known to you. How? You and I are same. The I in you is same as I in me. The I in you is same as I in her. Therefore, this I is individual and universal as well. I is individual and universal. As an individual, it is individual soul, what we call Jivatma. This I, common to everybody, as a universal soul, is Paramatma. Jivatma is individual soul. Paramatma is universal soul. Both are basically, fundamentally same. A tumbler of sea water tastes in the same way as the whole lot of sea. The whole lot of sea is saline as much as glass of water collected from the sea is equally saltish. Is only difference in the quantity, but quality is being the same. Jivatma, Paramatma are one and the same basically. Its only difference in upadhi, or the vesture, or the body we have taken upon ourselves. You are here, I am there, someone elsewhere, but that individual soul, Jivatma, is one and same, which is very much same as universal soul. How do you say that? Take sea water in your fist, in your palm, collect it. This water that you have collected from the sea is of the same color as the sea water, is of the same taste as the sea water. It also, you feel that wetness, you feel wet because of the water, same as the sea water. The three basic qualities of the color, of the taste, and making things wet by the touch are same in this limited quantity of water as much as plenty of sea water. Difference, there's no own difference lies only in quantity but not in quality. Therefore, the legacy of Sri Sathya Sai Baba is this. Somebody asked him, are you God? He said, yes, I am God. And you are also God. I know and you know not. That's all. So, he exalts you. He takes you to greater heights of excellence in the spiritual parlance. He will never consider you low and cheap. He will never consider you separate from Him. He will never consider you away from Him, far away from Him. No one is new to Him. Why? He is same in everyone. Ishvara sarva bhutana, vasudeva sarvam iti, ishavasyamidagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat, chena chiktena bunjidaha, ma gurdakasya siddhanam. The same principle of Atma, consciousness, is present all over. How can that be new to anyone? This hand is not new to me. The leg is not new to me. The ear is not new to me because they belong to me in general. Like that, we are all parts of the divinity. We are all the limbs of the divinity. Sarvatah panipadam tad sarvatokshi siromukham. Therefore, all heads are His, all hands are His, all ears are His, all eyes are His. That is the legacy of Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Oneness of the individual with the divinity, the divine and the human are not separate, one and the same. That is biggest contribution of Bhagavan Sathya Sai Baba to the entire humanity. The second, my friends, how to identify a guru, how to know a true master, how to identify a divine teacher, how do you know? There are two signs. The first, the ability to convey toughest things in the simplest way possible. Toughest spiritual things conveyed in a very simple way is the quality of the Divine Personality. Whereas you and I here complicate simple things, while he simplifies complicated things. How do I justify that? Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, for example, Lord Jesus Christ, for example, how nicely they put things across. That is the quality of a Divine Personality. Not to make you think for a lifetime and end up in nothing. Something like people say of Oliver Goldsmith, I conceived and conceived, brought forth nothing. It's not that, it's not that. Ability to convey in the simplest way. The second quality of Divine Personality is the capacity to confer grace. Capacity to confer grace. What do I mean by that? If I am bound to suffer for 10 years, it can be cut short to 8 or 6 years. The period of suffering can be cut short. Grace, I mean, with my effort, with additional grace marks, I will be 100% successful. Grace in either way, good or bad times, will help us. The grace in bad times will help us to face the challenges of life. Life is a challenge, meet it. Spirituality does not mean that life should be green and rosy. Life is not so rosy, no. Life is full of bumps and jumps, lashes and slashes, jolts, ups and downs. Spirituality helps you to face all those problems with courage and conviction. That is grace. I don't say that all Sai devotees are millionaires, because they are not. I don't say Sai devotees have no problems. I don't say. There are many with full problems. But yet, they smile. Devotee of any God, be that Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Christ, anybody, a devotee takes things in a new perspective, in a new dimension. Whereas an ordinary mundane man takes it as a shock, gets disturbed, perturbed. If there is some shock, a mundane man is totally gone. He collapses, frustrated, depressed, out of mind, out of mood. Whereas a spiritual man doesn't take like that. This difficulty has come to me as a test. This problem has come to me as a challenge. This is going to be test, because the test is the taste of God. Man's calamity is God's opportunity. So every difficulty will take you nearer and nearer to Him. This is the way how one looks at it. So the legacy of Sri Sathya Sai Baba is to take things in their stride. Not to get ruffled, not to get confused. Yes, I am prepared to take it. Life is a challenge, meet it. No guru asks you to run away from your responsibility. No spiritual master would ever say, leave the responsibility, I'll take care of it. No, you do your job. Somebody asked Swami, Swami, why can't you do all this? Give me moksha. Something like ready-made garment shop. Why not? Instant food, instant coffee, instant moksha. Why not? Do you know what he said? Here is a plate with chapati and potato. You have to give work to your hand. Collect it, put it in your mouth. Oh plate, why don't you push the food into my mouth? You don't say that, do you? You don't say that. Therefore, human effort and the divine grace go together. Without human effort, it is impossible to get the divine grace. Without the divine grace, human effort is useless. Human effort is limited. Human effort does not lead to fulfillment, there should be divine grace. Therefore, my friends, the feature of a divine master is ability to confer grace. Excellent way of communication, making toughest things in the simplest way possible. One example. We speak of immortality, moksha. Swami, what is immortality? What is immortality? As mortals, human we are, who go through the newspapers as the day begins, because newspaper is thrown at the doorstep in the early hours of the morning, which we pick it up before saying our prayers. Because we are most bothered of the news and nuisance, but not anything more than that. The newspaper says that travel to distant planets. Sunita Williams went. Earlier on, Neil Armstrong went round. If you ask Armstrong, where is moksha? He said, are you mad? I went round, I didn't find anywhere. If you ask Sunita Williams, she'll ask, I'll take you along with me. I didn't find any, show me where it is. There is no moksha anywhere. Then what is moksha? What is immortality? Simple definition. Removal of immorality is immortality. Removal of immorality is immortality, is the declaration of Bhagavan. How simple it is. Of course, it's not so easy to remove immorality, because we find delight in it. Then once you have gone out of this, you are up there in the state of immortality. And then someone asks, Swami, what is moksha? What is moksha? Well, we say that someone did penance. We hear that someone has gone to Himalayas, that so many fasted for a couple of years. By fasting every day, it may help your digestive system. It may help your appetite to be more and more, to compensate next morning breakfast. It is not spiritual. It is not. What does he say? All of us here, as I see from here, we are all householders. We have got our families. We have got our children. We have got our own property, small or big, whatever may be. We have got our relations, friends, well-wishers. We are attached to them. We are so much attached that I cannot be away from my children, that I cannot be away from my family, that I cannot be away from my friends. The very thought that I will lose my property may lead to heart failure. We are attached to everybody. When there is no such attachment, it is moksha. Moha kshaya is moksha. Moha attachment, kshaya, when it is gone, that is moksha. Simple, humble, wonderful, excellent, unparalleled, unbeaten, unheard definition of moksha given by Bhagavan. How simple it is. How wonderful it is. It's only avatar who could do it. Therefore, my friends, the present divine month, the legacy of Sri Sat Sai Baba is this. We don't need to leave our families and run away. We don't need to distribute our properties and call ourselves a great renunciant. No, sir. You may be in the family, but you may not be of the family. The boat is on the water. Water is not in the boat. The lotus flower is above the surface of water and the slush there. Water doesn't get into the lotus flower, nor slush will ever touch it. It's beyond. The lotus is there, but yet out of it. Both is very much there on the surface of the water, without permitting water to get in. That is the spiritual life. We may be in our families. We may be doing our responsibilities. We may be in our own professions, with name or fame, whatever may be. Yet, if it does not get into our head, you are spiritual. This is what spirituality is. It doesn't mean running away from the responsibility or a sort of escapism. Spirituality in daily life. If you ask anybody, what do they say? Repeat God's name 1,008 times. Oh, why not 2,000 times? Why not? We hear people repeating God's name with the lip movement faster than SpiceJet airline. Because they want to finish off the number. If you go to the temple, how fast they move around the God. That is bored when this fellow will get out. Because he's sweating with a long face, trying to complete that. What's all this? Our life is sufficiently mechanical, robot, computerized, programmed. We make our spiritual life also mechanical, tasteless, insipid. That's most unfortunate. Therefore, what is spiritual life? It is not circambulating around a temple, offering flowers, or special prayers on Saturday or Thursday. Some people say Thursday is my God's day. How about other days? Devil days? Some people say that I fast every Saturday. Doctor may say fast every night because obesity. That's not. The spirituality begins with the art of speaking. The art of speaking. Speak softly, sweetly. As some people talk, we'll certainly understand that those persons must have been Alsatian in the previous life, or a Pomeranian. They bark and they shout. We'll understand the course of evolution, what this man is from. Therefore, my friends, spirituality begins with this. Speak softly, sweetly. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat satyam apriyam. Speak truth. But how? Sweetly. How? Not to damage, not to insult anybody. That is spirituality. Talking is spirituality. Then, as I begin the day, I don't begin the day as if I'm an officer, number one, class 1 officer, class 2 officer. What is all this? You will be class 1 today after retirement, class 100. No class at all. This class is there so long you are in service. Swami always talks to his students and say, everybody would say hello, hello, so long there is money in your pocket and your father in position. The moment pocket is empty, father retired, nobody would say even goodbye. That's the kind of relationships we have. Therefore, the true spiritual life is to as we begin the day, not with the feeling of I-ness. There are some people that say, oh, I have done it. Oh, what you have done? You cannot do anything. You cannot do anything. Even respiration is not in your hands. Digestion is not in your hands. Circulation is not in your hands. Heartbeat is not in your hands. Your life is not in your hands. What is in your hands? Foolishness, harmful nature, conceit, deceit, cheating nature. Aha, they are in your hands. All those anti-social, dirty things are in your hands. But most of the things which are precious in life are not in your hands. Therefore, what shall I do? As I begin the day with sweet and soft talk, I should also know that I am discharging my duty as an instrument in the hands of God. I am an instrument in the hands of God. You don't say, I have done it. He got it done. He made me do. I am His instrument. That is spiritual life. That is spiritual profession. I happily recall at this moment the former President of India, Abdul Kalam. I also recall at this moment the Chief Election Commissioner session. They always said that they could come up in their life because they were serving as instruments in the hands of God. We are instruments. Take for example scientists, Newton, yes, Einstein, Galileo, Gregor Johann Mendel. They all thought they are instruments in the hands of God. That is the correct attitude. That is spiritual life. Why? Because if you think I have done it, good. You'll be proud enough. You'll be egoistic. Tomorrow if you can't do anything, well, you are totally gone, depressed, out of spirits. That's why some people from their offices return home with Shakespeare faces, long, oily faces. They get all thrashes from the boss, and this fellow shows it on his wife and children. When he goes on shouting at the wife, it means something happened there in the office. Boss gave him mouthful. Therefore, he just reacted like this. It is not spiritual. Oh God, you gave me the success. You have encouraged me. You want me to tread along the right path. You appreciate the values I follow and adopt in my day-to-day life. Therefore, you made me successful. That's the feeling of a spiritual man. In times of failure, a spiritual man will think, it's time to improve myself. It's time to introspect. It's time to evaluate, assess. Let me be self-judgmental. To improve the quality of life as a spiritual man. This is possible when we consider ourselves as instruments in the hands of God. That's the point 2. Third, qualities of a spiritual man. The quality of a spiritual man is to understand fundamental law in nature. What is the fundamental law? As is the sound, so is the resound. As is the seed, so is the tree. As is the flour, so is the bun. As is the action, so is the reaction. Anything that happens in our life is nothing but reaction. The sound, resound, and you see your own image, reflection, is the fundamental principle of life. Reaction, reflection, and resound. Reflection, who are you? You are the Son of God. You are the image of God. Srunvantu Vishya Amritasya Putra. You are the Son of immortality. You are the spark of the divine. You are the embodiments of love. God made man in his own image, says the Holy Bible. That is your true reflection. Mamaivamso jivaloke eva bhuta sanatana. You are my spark, declares Bhagavad Gita. Reflection. And then resound. If I say, God, you are there, same sound you get. If you say, God, you are nowhere, you get the same resound. God, you are now here, resound. Nowhere, resound. That's all. So life goes around this reaction, reflection, resound. So that there is nothing to complain in life, nothing to compliment in life, because things come back to us. This is the spiritual awareness. What else is spiritual life? We always think that we are the parents. Is it necessary that my son should follow me? That my daughter should obey me? That my grandson should not raise his head in front of me? Nonsense. Nonsense. The true spiritual awareness is to realize children are not born to you. No. Then what? They are born through you. Through you, not to you. You are only channels for the unfoldment of life. You are only the channels for the blossoming of life. You are only channels for the expression and the fulfillment of life. That's all. You have no copyright or ownership. Therefore, let us be aware of this particular fact, that we are only custodians here. As a family man, we are only custodians here, nothing more than that. That's a spiritual awareness. Individually, I should follow all the discipline, I should follow the duty, and I should have all the devotion. Duty, discipline, devotion, they are individual laws, which are fundamental. Why, as I stay in society, as I establish contacts in communication with society, I should observe human values. What are human values? Why should I speak of those human values today? Because we have become inhuman. I don't need to tell animals animal values. They'll tell me, you need not, you are following me, let us go together. Animals don't have to be reminded of their animals because they behave in a natural way in which they are designed, in which they are destined. But man is behaving in an inhuman way, bestial way. For example, no tiger kills another tiger. No lion kills another lion. It's only man who kills the fellow man. Human value, where is it? How is it? We know the value of the furniture. We know the value of the buildings. But we don't know the value of the human beings. Unfortunately today, the prices have gone up of all the commodities, lifeless material things. Why? Man has lost his value. The value of those things have gone up because I lost my value. Then once I get my value again, then those values will come down. Therefore, spirituality means individual mingling in the community with the spirit of human values, observing, following human values. Satya dharma prema shantulu lekunna vijalaniyu nechina viluva sunna. Satya dharma prema shantulu lekunna padamulanu elira falamu sunna. Dana dharmana sarthakata sunna bahula satkarya labhambu sunna. Without these human values, you may take any number of acts of charity, you may occupy any exalted position, you may be rich enough and affluent, man of plenty and prosperity. Without these human values, your value is just a zero. That's what spiritual life meant. That's what spiritual goals are. Spirituality, my friends, is not a goal, please understand it. Spirituality is not an achievement, please understand it. Some people say, I have grown spirituality. I am sorry. Your weighing machine may say you have grown in weight. Spirituality, there is no growth. It's not attainment, it's not achievement. Spirituality is the realization of your true self. Who you are, that's all. If I say I am Anil Kumar, it's not achievement. I was, I am, I have been, I will continue to be. If I say I have known Anil Kumar today, you will say, Mr. District President, you brought a wrong man here. You brought something wrong with the speaker. To know who you are, is that an achievement? Is that a goal? No. Spirituality is what you are, where you are, at this moment, at this time. In this existential, experimental, experiential reality is what you are. That is spirituality. Then what else is spirituality? The spirituality also meant act of forgiving and giving. Forgiving and giving. We are not prepared to forgive people. whereas we expect everybody to forgive us. Forgive us trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Is there in the Lord's Prayer? Christmas is approaching. We want God to forgive our sins, but we are not prepared to forgive our servant maid. I am not going to forgive you because last year you did not say good morning to me. Last year. A man of a spiritual man always gives and forgives. While a material man gets and forgets. Material man gets and forgets. A spiritual man gives and forgives. And the spiritual man knows pretty well that the hands that serve are holier than the lips that pray. Lips may pray, hands should serve. Service is more than prayer. What is prayer? What is bhakti? Bhakti is derived out of its grassroots bhaj. Bhaj is sevaya. Service is bhakti. Service is devotion. Not getting at 4 o'clock and sitting straight, leading to back pain. Telling everybody, don't disturb me my meditation, thus you disturb others. No, sir, it is not that. We have to understand these principles, essential spirituality. The essence of spirituality. Not only that, I always feel that I should be good, I should be happy, that I should be better than others. It is not spirituality. The spirituality is travel from I to we. Travel from I to we is spirituality. But we are stronger, I, higher I, more I, nothing but I. How can you say spirituality? Therefore, a spirituality should be understood in a new dimension. The legacy of Sri Sathya Sai Baba demands us to make our life spiritual, to make our life acceptable, loving, pleasing. When we talk to somebody, how are you? They say, chalta hai duniya. Duniya chalta hai, even if you sleep, it will go on. You are not responsible. No, sir, never say that I am going on, pulling on. Check. We should not say that. Life is God's gift. Life is an adventure. Life is a pilgrimage. Life is a privilege. Life is an opportunity. Life is a blessing. Let us live the life. We don't live the life, we lead the life. Something like engine that drags the compartments behind. Let us not lead the life. Let us live the life. How do you live the life? With the dynamism, with activity, with intellect, with intelligence, with sense of discrimination, decision making, full of awareness. That is the art of living. The art of living is different from the art of life. What I have been referring to is art of life. We are all experts in art of living because we do our jobs well and earn money. Art of living, computer engineer, 3 lakhs per month. He has got enough of art of living, become computer expert. But I am referring to art of life. Therefore, the life, its value, has to be recognized. It has to be understood. Its value should be realized. What for I am? Why am I here? Supposing I buy a new car and keep it in the shed for long. 1 year over. Next year somebody will come, what are you going to do with it? It is in the shed. Okay. We don't buy the car to keep it in the shed, do you? No. You buy the car to travel to distances. Body is an automobile. Body is an automobile. The stomach is the petrol tank. The mouth is the horn. The 2 eyes are the headlights. The brake is our intellect. The steering is our mind. The 4 tires, the hands and the legs. The air inside is our daily breath. With this automobile, let's go, Mercedes-Benz. Let's enjoy. Let us live well. That's what life is. Life is ill spent where its value is not recognized, where it's not well spent. Then what else is spiritual life? Spiritual life means making others, at least few people, smile and happy in the course of the day. How many people you made them smile? At least 1 or 2 in that day. How many have you served 1 or 2 that day? A day when you don't serve others, a day when you don't make others happy is a day unspent. A day ill spent, that day not spent, misspent. Therefore, if you want the day well spent, spiritually, we should make others happy. Why are we unhappy? We make others unhappy. Therefore, we are unhappy. You smile, hello, how are you? He will smile. Oh, how are you? Okay. Everything comes back to you. Therefore, the spiritual life actually meant a dream that comes true. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is a dream, realize it. What kind of dream? This is dream. This is dream. What? Yes, it is. Tonight when you go to sleep, you dream there. How about me and other friends? That's a different dream. So, in the dreamland, night time, one experience. In the daytime, another experience. This is a daydream, that is a night dream. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is a dream, realize it. Nothing stays once for all. No difficulty will be there permanently. No pleasure lasts eternally. Pleasure is an interval between 2 pains. Pain is an interval between 2 pleasures. They come and go. Pleasure and pain are something like passing clouds. Not even one is permanent. Life is a dream, realize it. And life is a knowledge. And this knowledge has got to be shared. You cannot shelve it. You have to share it. Life is knowledge. Share it. Life is love. Share it. Very important. And life is wisdom. And wisdom lies in freedom. The wisdom of life lies in freedom, liberation. Liberation Day. What is the liberation? It is not liberation from the clutches of Portuguese. The true liberation meant liberation from the chain of thoughts of our mind. The chain of thoughts. What happened? Yes, thought. The brain is a market. I had been to an hotel this evening. We have some tiffin there. There is no parking place. So many two-wheelers, cars. Nothing wrong about it. My mind is also equally market. Thoughts after thoughts, thoughts after thoughts. Good thoughts, bad thoughts. So we are not able to maintain the balanced mind. Liberation meaning to come out of the chain of thoughts. When thoughts come out, what happens? Peace of mind abides. Bliss abides. How do I say that? When you sleep nicely tonight, I'm sure every night you sleep, unless you are stinkingly rich. Because of income tax, you can't sleep. Politically ambitious, you can't sleep because you may lose the position, other man may be waiting to occupy. When you go to sleep without any dreams, deep sleep, next morning you feel fresh. Why? Deep sleep without any dreams is so refreshing, is so energizing, is so electrifying, is so powerful Because mind is at rest. Now mind is not at rest right now. Some of you may be thinking when this man would end his talk. I may be thinking how long should I speak. Some of you may be bothered whether you will be able to catch the next bus or the train tonight or not. Well, I may be thinking what is the menu tonight dinner. So the mind is so busy. There in the dream, what happens? What I could not do here, I will start doing there. I could not be the president of this country. In my dream, I can be President Obama. Why not? I can't face you here. There in the dream, I can slap you, finish off. The unfinished tasks, unfulfilled tasks, unfulfilled desires, they find their fulfillment there in the dream. That's why people say, last night I dreamt like this. Please dream now. Therefore, you are not the dream, my friend, understand. You are not the dream, but you are the dreamer. Dreamer is different from the dream. Dreams are many, pleasant and unpleasant. But dreamer is one and the same. Screen is same. On the screen projected a film, romantic film, of dance, of music, fast music, rock and roll. You enjoy it. Next scene, the heroine goes out crying. You start crying there. She receives money for her cry. You pay money to cry here. That is the difference, that's all. So, the projections are different. Films are different. But screen is same. Similarly, dreamer is same. Dreams are different. To know that you are the dreamer and the dreams are varying, are transcendental, are ever changing, are ever flowing, ever moving, then you are a spiritual man. So liberation day meaning liberation from this thoughts and counter thoughts. Because it is the mind that makes you the master. It is the mind that makes you a slave. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. It is the mind that is responsible for liberation and attachment as well. So to get out of this, when you just control your mind, master the mind, be a mastermind. Be a mastermind by mastering your mind. What do you mean by mastering your mind? The thoughtless state, the mind without thoughts, that blissful state, the state of peace, of a dreamer, not of a dream, of an experiencer, not of experiences, of the reality, not that which is superimposed, not that which is super affected. Not Maya, but Madhava. Madhava is reality, Maya is superimposition. So when once you are free from that Maya, the illusion, delusion, you are Madhava, the divinity that is awareness. So liberation meant to understand that peace, that bliss you are. Then once you are thoughtless, liberated from thoughts, liberated from desires. Liberation meant at the physical level, yes, see what is good, see no evil. Hear no evil, hear what is good. Do no evil, do what is good. Think no evil, think what is good. So liberation from evil looks, evil thoughts, evil mind, evil actions, yes, get yourself liberated. That is Liberation Day. Physically, Liberation Day is a purification day. Liberation Day is a day of exaltation, is a day of celebration at the individual level, physical level, mental level, intellectual level, liberation. What do you mean by that? intellectual liberation. We always justify our actions. Whatever I say I am correct, whatever I do is correct. Justification of one's own action is individual discrimination. Let me be liberated from that narrowness of individual discrimination. Let me be liberated from that. Let me get into that which is fundamental discrimination. That's what is good for you is equally good for me. Equally good for everybody. Fundamental discrimination. So Liberation Day at the physical level, at the psychological level, at the intellectual level. And the Liberation Day that I am individual, I am separate. No, you are one of the whole. Drop is the ocean. Spark is the fire. Sand, grain is the seashore. Only quantity difference. So get me liberated out of this narrowness, out of this limitedness. Let me get liberated from this mortality. That which makes me feel that I am so small, I am the sinner. Some say I am sinner, sinner, sinner. You are already sinner. Why do you repeat me and make me a sinner again? Are you a sinner? No. You are not a sinner. You are virtuous. Certain things, certain circumstances might have made you commit certain wrong things. That doesn't mean you are a sinner. Every sinner is a saint tomorrow. Every saint was a sinner yesterday. So there is nothing sinner and saint. It is only your judgment. Never judge others. A religious man will never judge others. My friends, there are lots of things to be said about it. It is Sat Sai Baba who explained the spiritual activity in a wonderful way. He does not expect from you anything else other than the fruits of your action. He does not expect any flowers from you excepting your fragrant thoughts, your aromatic thoughts, your rightful thinking. He does not expect any waters of Abhisheka, but he expects the waters, the tears of joy that come out of your eyes as an act of gratitude and thanksgiving to God. Spirituality, a new meaning, a new interpretation. The man whom you serve is not different from you. Ye other man is your own reflection. One in many, ekoham bahusyam. That is Baba's interpretation. Spiritual definitions, spiritual heights. I am so grateful to Bhagavan for giving me this wonderful audience who are listening to me in rapt attention. Who said you are non-devotees? Nonsense. You are all devotees. Or else you would not have been here so patiently listening to me. You are not paid T or DA, nothing. You are listening to me because I am not speaking anything else other than our own story. I am not speaking anything else other than our own life. What it meant to you, what it means to me. Satya Sai Baba, unique, the legacy of Satya Sai Baba is to have left behind him on the sands of time the footprints of service. Follow his footprints, follow him. Jesus said, follow me. He never said dance around me. He never said go and sing in praise of me throughout night. He only said follow me. It is Bhagavad Gita who says, you follow me. And it's Arjuna who said, Karishe vachanam tava, I will obey you, my Lord. So God expects you to follow him, not to sing in praise of him. Not merely worship him. He wants you to follow him. The legacy of Satya Sai Baba is to follow his footprints of service. The legacy of Satya Sai Baba is to love all and serve all. The legacy of Satya Sai Baba is to begin the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, and end the day with love. That is the way to God. That is the legacy of Sri Satya Sai Baba. The legacy of Satya Sai Baba is oneness of divinity. There may be any number of gods, you can worship any god, does not matter. But divinity is one and the same. He gives this example. 40 candle bulb, 1000 candle bulb, 500 candle bulb. Voltage different, but electricity is same. Gods may be different. Their names are different, but electricity of divinity is one and the same. That is the legacy of Sai Baba. Let us not think Rama is greater than Krishna, Krishna is less than Rama. Both of them are inferior to Sai Baba. You are nowhere, my friend. All are one. My dear son, be alike to everyone, says the Holy Bible. All are one, my dear son. Be alike to everyone. That God is the only one. You may give any name, doesn't matter. Every one of us has 2 or 3 names. One name, register name, other name, father calls, other nickname given by friends. If we are teachers, students give us an extra name. But I remain the same. Likewise, you may give any name. Jewels are many, but gold is same. Flowers are many, worship is same. There is no rose worship, jasmine worship, dahlia worship, chrysanthemum worship. Nonsense. Beings are many, breath is same. Stars are many, sky is same. Nations are many, earth is same. Gods are many, but divinity is one and same. That is the divinity of Bhagavan Sri Sai Baba, legacy of Sai Baba. That all religions are same. All are same. Nothing is superior or inferior in this world. Service, oneness in divinity. Love, the principle of love. And the leadership. This evening I addressed Telugu-speaking people in Goa. At the end, a wonderful question is posed to me. A wonderful question which I haven't got till this day. What is this question? Mr. Anil Kumar, do you believe Sai Baba as avatar or Adarsha Manava or ideal human? Is he ideal human being or is an avatar? That question is put to me. This is my answer. To follow an example, to emulate an example, is an ideal man. To worship is incarnation. Anusarana, to follow, is Adarsha Manava. Acharana, to practice, is Adarsha Manava, ideal man. But Aradhana, worship, is an avatar. So, Aradhana is avatar, but Anusarana is a human being. A combination of both. Unless he has got combination of both, we cannot be near him. If he says, I'm God, okay, you be God and allow me to be a human being, I'll sleep. It's not that. He comes to your level. When the child is crying, the mother bends and lifts the child to her arms. She is not considered, I am superior to you, no. She lifts. Similarly, God comes down on earth as an avatar because of his love for the child, because of his love for humanity. That is children. The fatherhood of God and brotherhood of man is the principle in every religion. That is the legacy of Sai Baba. He sets an example, yes, for us to follow. He never said, do it, do it, do it. No, he does it. He started hospitals. He started education institutions. He supplied drinking water to everybody. He started so many programs, life-sustaining service projects. Yes, we have to follow it. Thus, he is an ideal human being, a hero. When we think of him, yes, you draw inspiration. Life is worth living. Water is tasteless. Mix a spoon of sugar there. Wow, sweetness. Somebody asked me this evening, what will be life without God? What is the advantage to the life with God? What should I say? I said, what is dal without salt? What is dal with salt? Dal without salt is horrible, terrible, you can't eat. With little salt, tasty. That salt of life is divinity. That salt of life is God. Therefore, my friends, he is a hero. He sets an example to all of us. All the scriptures that we read, that God is everywhere, yes, He is everywhere. But do you know that? Have you experienced it? No. But there are people who experience Baba living at far-off places. Say Guatemala, Argentina, far-off places, who never saw Him. They experience Him in their dining hall. They experience Him in their drawing room. They listen to His whispers. They listen to His inner voice. Then you will understand that He is everywhere. You are about to be met with an accident. Here comes a man who will come to your help. He is Baba. As the Holy Bible says, the one who feeds you, understand, I fed you. If you do not feed other man, understand, you denied me food. The one who gives food, the one who receives food is equally God. Bhokta, Data, one and the same. Therefore, when you starve, understand God is starving. When you eat, understand He is eating. That you come to experience by living with Baba, by following His messages. Those who are on deathbed, they get a relief. They get their life renewed. How? All doctors have given up their hopes. Date is awaited. He is asked to sign the will, also document. All are anxious to receive the property share, but this fellow comes back to life. How is it possible? I can give you thousands and thousands of cases like this. That Baba appeared everywhere at many places. That Baba knows what all that is happening everywhere. That He can do anything that you and I can't do. There is nothing like impossible in His lifestyle. Everything is possible in His lifestyle. Therefore, my friends, those that have not tasted this may feel that I am trying to blow things. It's not like that. I am telling you reality. I can give you the addresses also of the people who have got all these experiences. But yet, the topic of the day is legacy of Sri Sathya Sai Baba. The final word, I would say, the legacy of Sathya Sai Baba is to experience the divinity within. Experience God within. That is true spiritual legacy. With these words, with your permission, I take leave from you, but at the same time, I invite questions from you. Because there are so many questions that are bothering many people. Because the minds have been sufficiently polluted by the media and the press and the TV channels. All the gossip going on. We have got so many doubts like that. And we too hesitate to explain and to express. But kindly feel free and ask questions from where you are. The mic will be brought to you by our Sevadar brothers, and I would respond. I repeat again, if I know, I answer authentically, with authority, quoting Baba. If I do not know, I openly confess and admit, never bluff. You can take it from me. Yes, questions please. Now the floor is open to you. Sai Ram, thank you for listening to my talk. Thank you. Yes? Anybody? Somebody should bell the cat. Men and women, yes. Why not? Liberation. Liberation from limitation. Liberation from doubt. Liberation from despair, despondency. Liberation from hesitation. Liberation from fear is the true celebration of Liberation Day.
Sir, we'll need chair.
Sir?
You should provide a chair. We are sitting here. We are signing for so many hours.
That is the heart of a religious man. Come on, clap. A religious man thinks of the comfort of the other man, while a material man wants to rob others' chances also. Ramesh Sawant, the great, the state president of Goa and Maharashtra, Jindabad. You are really unique and fortunate to have such a unique man as your state president. I wish he should be international president very soon. Why not? Why not? Yes, questions, please.
Saram sir,
Yes?
just elaborate on being is lost in becoming. Please.
Good.
Come on.
Yeah. Being is lost in becoming. The full quotation is this. The full quotation text is this. Dreaming is lost in becoming. Becoming is lost in being. That is the exact quotation. Dreaming is lost in becoming. Becoming is lost in being. That is the correct quotation. What is becoming? What is being? Please, if you don't follow me, please get up and say, Anil Kumar, what nonsense you speak. I appreciate it. Yes, that is true liberation. What is being? What is becoming? I become a professor. I become a doctor. I become a lawyer. I become an engineer. Becoming is futuristic. Becoming is something what you are not already. Becoming is something what you are going to be. Becoming. I want to become leader. Means you are not leader now. You want to become. I want to become a rich man. Okay, you are not rich now. So become that what you are not. Become that which is left to the chances of time and space. But being is separate. You are being but not becoming. Why? You are that spirit, that soul, that consciousness. That conscious, that I-ness to simplify it, I. A child will say I. Boy will say I know. Young man will say I only know. I is saying that I is outer eye, what we speak about it, referring to the body and the mind. That outer eye in the true sense is the inner eye. The inner eye is the being. That inner eye continues to be same. Yav balyam yavanam kaumaram vardhakyam. In all periods of time, the I remains the same. That is being. Becoming, you may become and you may lose it. I become a minister. Tomorrow, by no conscious motion, out, gone. Being is not like that, you continue to be. So, dreaming is lost in becoming. I go on dreaming when I become a minister. That dreaming is gone, I become minister now. Good. Becoming is lost in being. The moment I lose my ministership, I remain a being. Then and now in future. You understand, sir? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I'm happy that you're helping me to investigate, excavate, explore.
So nice, sir.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Very intelligent. That's
Yes, I want to know
sir.
whether to be pious is spiritual.
Sir,
To be pious is spiritual.
if piousness is not spiritual, what else is spiritual? Piousness, sattvic quality. Sattvic piousness. Be pious. What is piousness? Piousness is not to be calm and silent. Sattvic quality. The food that I eat should be sattvic. What I listen should be sattvic. What I speak should be sattvic. What I think should be sattvic. In other words, all things drawn inside through the senses have got to be pious sattvic. That's what piousness is. Piousness is spirituality. Spirituality is to be pious. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I am very sorry to ask you a question. Why God made his body to suffer in the end of his life? He made every people unhappy. Saira.
Okay. Would all of you follow her question? Or should we send Mike there? Please, anybody who have not heard that question? Please repeat the question, ma'am. Oh, he wants me to repeat. Oh, you can repeat, you stood already. Good. Repeat to the pitch of your voice.
I am sorry to ask the question.
Don't feel sorry.
Why God
Be happy.
made his body to suffer in end of his life. He made everybody unhappy by going. I feel sorry.
Her question is, Baba made his body suffer and made everybody unhappy. Why? That's what she said. Simple thing. He looks unhappy to you. To him he is always happy. Left to him, he is always happy. Simple example. Ramana Maharshi, with the cancer on the back, still started smiling and giving talks, cutting jokes on his own body. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, in the last stages, when he is not able to swallow a drop of water, he went on talking and preaching. But the body looked as if it was suffering. But they never suffered. I think I am the body, and I think that is also body. My body suffers, so his body is suffering, so everybody is the body. But nobody is the body, actually speaking. Since Baba has transcended that body level, he is not unhappy. How can I say that? I went to see him in the year 2003, where he had some fracture, underwent some operation, and he was there on bed. Then I went to see him, you know what he said? How are you? I am very fine. I am very happy. I am able to see clearly. I am very nice. Tell everybody to be happy. I am fine. Convey my blessings to everybody. He appears to be suffering, but he is not suffering. Here in Goa, you know that? The whole body was paralytic. People thought that he was suffering. Sprinkled water, zap, he got up and gave talk. It appeared in Satyam Shivam Sundaram. The whole gathering cheered him up for hours and hours. They were ecstatic. Therefore, avatars appear to be unhappy because their body look unhappy to our view, but they are beyond the body. When he says you are not the body, how can he be the body? Therefore, why Jesus Christ prayed on the cross, Father, they know not what they do, forgive them. Can an unhappy man say that? Impossible. So Baba has not suffered. Then why hospitalization? He allowed the body to be in the hospital. I believe that he went on vacation, visiting devotees all over the world, blessing them. Yeah. There is no suffering. Am I clear, man? He has not suffered. He might have looked, it might have appeared to you like that. He has not suffered. No. Suffering and divinity can never go together. Because where there is suffering, there will be pleasure. Pleasure, suffering. Two opposite poles, duality. But divinity is non-duality. Divinity is non-duality. Dualism is humanity. So he has not suffered, he was not joyful, he was beyond. That's what he is. Thank you. Yes? Thank you.
So am I audible?
Yeah, please.
So you said the first step of spirituality is to speak sweetly and softly. But some people, they speak softly, but they don't speak the truth. They speak false. But some people who bark like dogs might, maybe, or sometimes always speak the truth. So I just want to ask that what is actually spirituality? Speaking truth, but barking like dogs, or speaking softly but talking false?
That's what is happening today. Correct. But let me tell you, when you speak truth, you don't need to be harsh. You don't need to be harsh. Simple example. A student is absent for the class. If I tell him, you are absent, you are, yeah, truth. I don't need to say that. I was missing you in the class this morning. I was missing you. It means you are absent. So truth can be said without hurting, without making that man, taking him out of the spirits. Not necessary. A man of truth does not need to be harsh. No? And a man who is plain and soft is not a cheat or a hypocrite either. He's not so. And you cannot bluff like that. I may speak softly. Behind me people will say he's a stupid number one hypocrite, don't believe me. I cannot do that. I cannot bluff people for aeons. No, impossible. So speak softly, sweetly, meaning you speak truth, softly and sweetly, in an acceptable way, without hurting anybody. That's what I mean. Okay? Thank you. A pakka practical today's question. God bless you.
Sairam, with Baba's grace, you explain spirituality very nicely. I want more elaboration. How you can explain on desires and on vasanas?
Aha! Wow! Wow! This is Goa. Wow! A place of intellectual excellence. I'm so happy. Desires and vasanas. Papa, good. Desires and vasanas are interlinked at one stage. What are vasanas? What are desires? Vasanas are like software. You put that software, it appears on the screen, right? That which is not there in the CD cannot appear on the screen, correct? So that which is on the CD appears on the screen. The CD is the vasana that appears on the screen of our life today. Understood? The second thing is this, you record now, you see, you have got cameras today. They click and you see your picture there. This is the desire. The desire meaning what you do, what you think, what you want is the desire. What you got from the previous life is the vasana. Simple example. Suddenly we see in the newspaper a district collector guilty of tamarind scandal. Tamarind. He can be involved in gold or diamond, white tamarind, coal. Previous vasanas. Previous life he must have been successful gunda. Therefore, action replayed. So vasanas will run after you. Or the previous life. Sir, desire is the present, vasana is the past. Now what shall I do? How to get out of it? Spirituality is to be desireless and vasana kshaya. Or the past should go, should be wiped out. How do you do that? Take a blade, take the CD, scratch it. Do you find anything on the screen? Gone, washed, rinse soap. Similarly, service is the way by which vasana kshaya, all the vasanas are gone. Desireless by meditation. To be desireless meditation, turn inward, you can be desireless. Desire the desire. Desire the desireful. Understand? This is by meditation and self-inquiry. Vasana kshaya by meritorious action, by service projects. Am I clear? Thank you, thank you. Wonderful question. This is kind of audience I want. Wonderful, wonderful.
Anybody else? Yes.
Sir, please allow them to ask questions. I feel very happy. Sir.
After the death,
Please come forward. Please come forward. Come on, sir, you can come here and talk. Don't worry, we want to see you as well. Why not? audio visual.
After the death, doctor confirmed that body is dead.
Ah.
But what about the position with the soul of the body? Whether you can confirm that there is a soul inside or it's gone exit in the body, from the body.
Oh, simple example. You know the space travel. One is commanding module, another is a lunar module. Clear, sir? You must have seen in films there. Space travel. The two will go, spaceship. As it enters into orbit, the lower one will go. Understood? The lunar module will go where this commanding module gets detached, the space travel. Similarly, body goes, soul goes up. That's what it is. That's what it is. One gets detached, one gets. Thank you, sir.
Sairam, sir. When Satyajit used to drive Baba's car, I used to always wonder, Krishna's time, Krishna was Sarthi and Arjuna was there in this. And now it is the other role. And I used to always say that he's so lucky that he is so close to his body. And after Baba left the body, there was so much controversy about Satyajit. And it was really hurting me because I had no two doubts about that man, such a sattvic personality. I don't know, when you said to that person that Baba is not suffering, we feel that he is suffering.
Yes.
At the same time, what is the state of this man when this man is being blamed for so much after Baba leaving the body? I'm thinking my Baba is not doing something to make him and show the world that he's so innocent.
Oh, good, good.
This is the only doubt in my
basic
heart.
human level. Very good, I appreciate it. I tell you, the way how we look at the problem depends upon our perspective. Depends upon the way how you look at it. In one way, people are ready to blame him. The other way, people are ready to praise him. It all depends upon your perspective, your vision of a fact. Therefore, let us not go deep enough, because we do not know the reality, whether it is colorful or colorless, blemishful or blemishless, we cannot say. But people started saying these things because of their perspective. Simple example, Gandhiji is described by Winston Churchill as the naked fakir of India. His perspective is fakir perspective. What can I do? But he is the father of the nation to this country. So we judge people depending upon our own thought process. The actual truth is known to God. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, sir.
Sir, since we are very close to Baba Bhagwan, can you shed some light on his miracles that he created by giving ash and golden rings to his devotees?
Oh, good. Very good. Very good, sir. See, I appreciate this. Instead of entertaining these doubts that get multiplied later, better we get them clarified. First, your statement that I am close to Baba is not totally correct. I don't say it's wrong. It is not totally correct. This mic is close to me. After the talk, dinner plate is close to me. After dinner, bed is close to me. Next morning, toothbrush, toothpaste is close to me. What is close to me? All are close to me. Similarly, all are close to Baba. Understand this. The one who says that he is close to him is egoistic, arrogant, foolish man. The The one other thing that so is close to him, they are ignorant. They are ignorant. They go by the physical form. Simple example. Officer talks to the peon because he's on camp. The peon should bring him all things that he needs. But do you think the peon is close to him more than his wife and children? Wife and children are in his heart. Peon is on his lips. Do that. So for functional purpose, some may be close. But in reality, all are close to him. The one who is close to everybody is God. If God is close to some, he is partial, political, worldly, mundane, physical. The spiritual, divine is close to everybody. The moon reflects in all the rivers. Then only is the moon. I reflect only here in Goa but not in other places. Is not the moon, some electric bulb you kept it there. Am I clear? That's first thing. And the second thing about the miracles. He creates rings and also ash. He creates ash to let us know that the whole world is a trash. Ash should tell you that everything is a trash. Simple example. If this is burned, it becomes ash. Book is burned, it turns into ash. All the objects when they are burned turn into ash. Burn the ash, ash is ash. It continues to be. That changelessness is ash. So he creates ash. That everything comes to this stage. Understand that. That's one thing. He gives rings and watches. Why? There are some people who are attracted by that. There are some people. Baba gave me this. There are some people who give talk. He gave me this. He gave you a ring. What about me? The fellow who gets the ring will feel, I have not got the chain. The fellow who got the chain will feel, I have not got the interview this morning. These people who are at the physical level, at the worldly level, should be drawn closer to him. So with this charismatic, divine experiences, they turn to spirituality. I give chocolate to my grandson so that he may go to school, not to spoil his stomach. Similarly, miracles are the visiting cards of God to let you know that God exists, for you to proceed in the spiritual path. So, miracles are, to quote Baba, are of the size of a mosquito. Divinity is the size of an elephant. People forget the elephant, talk of mosquitoes. One day, he materialized a ring. We were all seated there. All people went and started looking at the ring. Baba sitting there, he said, I created the ring, they are looking at the ring, they are not looking at me. So people are carried away by the creation and not the creator. That's what it is. Am I clear, sir? Thank you.
Are there any more
Sir,
questions?
sir, that young girl.
Yeah, please come here.
Good. Wow.
But all good things have to come to an end sometime. Please.
Sairam sir, I wanted to ask how to get rid of the chain of thoughts which goes bad or good. Even while doing service, even while doing seva, the thought goes on. How to get rid of it?
Our thoughts lead to diversion of attention. While reading the book, if thoughts are there continuously, you will fail in the examination, right? While driving the car, if thoughts are going on, you will end up in an accident. So the thought process, if it goes on, it interferes with your work on hand. Diversion of attention, perversion of attention, digression. So to see that there won't be any digression or diversion or perversion, we should concentrate, full attention. Simple example. When you think of the mic, you look at the mic only, nothing else. This is concentration. Later, you think its power, the stand, how it is, how it looks. The thought about the mic is contemplation. To look at the mic with no other sight is concentration. To think of all things related to the mic is contemplation. Then comes the next stage, only mic, you are not there. You do not exist. That is meditation. So the thoughtlessness is possible when once you turn inward. When once you turn inward, begin to question, who am I? Turn the mind inward. When the mind is outward like a mirror, you see your reflection. When the mind is turned inward, it reflects the consciousness. It is difference between turning of the mind, something like a lock and key. Take a lock and key. One side, it gets locked. Other side, unlocked. So, God's side is the right thing. World side, left thing. Left, worldly side, locked. Right, God's side, unlocked. Moksha, bandha, same mind, same mind. Body is the lock, mind is the key. That is the way to meditation. Thank you.
Sir, I know you can go on and on and on, but
you are tired.
Every good thing.
He said, the president is very frank. You can go on and on. They can go on and on. I cannot go on and on. Oh, thank you.
I accept it. Okay, so I think we'll close this session now, question and answer session, because there are so many devotees. Now everybody is a devotee. I am correcting myself, sir. So we have to go home. So we'll come to an end. This session will end. Tomorrow again, he will be with us at Braganza, Braganza. All devotees.
Swami Satya Sai Hare Sajana Saurashata Sajana Saurashata Pati Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Pati Madana Shri Sarva Pranapati Swami Sarva Pranapati Ashita Kalsalatisa Ashita Kalsalatisa Apatha Sandhava Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Deva Mariam Tayunive Swami Mariam Tayunive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Navita Shayana Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Om Jaya Sri Gosai Mahadeva Satya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Arati Ansuka Mangala Arati Ansuka Mangala Gitayu Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om सुखिनो भवन्तु।
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
Namaste.